Welcome, everybody, to the People's Podcast, our very first episode. I'm your co-host, James. This is my co-host, Alex.
How's it going, guys?
And we're here to bring you a brand new podcast. We might be two familiar faces to some people from different podcasts. We've ventured out to do our own thing so we can give you all more wrestling content consistently and as much as we want when we want.
And not even limited to just a podcast either. There's other ideas. We want guests. We want a very interactive podcast. Guests, video games, streaming, just whatever we can do to tailor to people who want to join us. So
Yeah, just like Alex said, our goal is to be the most number one interactive wrestling podcast out there. You know, we're gonna have random guests every week. We'll talk about that later, how you can enter for that. Eventually, we're gonna do some gaming stuff, interact through social media and all that. Everything we can interact is what we're gonna do.
it's going to be exciting, that's for sure. So we're really excited to be doing this and get off the ground running. So
Yeah, name People's Podcast. That's what we mean. You know, we're for the people. We want to hear from the people. It's all about the people. People power.
The people. It's all for the people.
All right, so who we are? I'm James. As I said, that's Alex. How did we meet each other? Well, we met online in just a simple Facebook group that I think when it started, it was around probably less than 100 people.
Yeah, Frank started it. It's called All Wrestling Talk. If anybody's interested and wants to join, so it's a great place for wrestling, for any kind of wrestling talk. So we have a good time in there. There's about 700 or so people in it right now, so it gets some pretty good engagement. So feel free to join.
It's a very fun group. I remember when I got added, because I got added by one of my former coworkers, and he once added me to another Facebook group that I absolutely hated. It was toxic.
Was that Kyle?
Yeah, he added me to the movie one. I was not a big fan of that. And then I remember he added me to this wrestling one. I'm like, okay, sometimes wrestling groups can be very toxic, so I'm gonna sit this out for a few weeks and see how it is. And yeah, Alex was honestly one of the first people I recognized consistently. Like, this guy seems pretty cool. I vividly remember clicking on his profile. I was like, oh shit, he's a Cubs fan. And that was the one negative. I'm like, this guy's still pretty cool though.
Why the hell are you a Yankees fan? You live near Chicago. I don't get it, but that's beside
grew up watching the Yankees games.
No, I mean, you said it. I mean, 98% of wrestling groups out there are just absolutely toxic, completely just tribalistic shit thrown everywhere, every which way. And our group definitely aims to be one of the non-toxic ones out there, and we do a pretty good job of that.
Oh, definitely.
We definitely keep it civil most of the time, and it's just a great place to talk wrestling with other people who love wrestling. So
yeah, and it's great because everyone has different opinions, and we accept different opinions. We have no problems if you lean towards just WWE or if you just lean towards AEW or whatever you lean to, as long as you're not being toxic and whatnot.
Just CYN, you're welcome here. So shout out to you, Devin.
Yeah.
But yeah, we accept any and all kinds of wrestling fans, and we love everybody's wrestling takes, and we're definitely open to everyone's wrestling views, whatever they may be. Just don't be toxic.
Exactly. That's all it is. Don't be toxic. Again, we're on Facebook. It's called All Wrestling Talk. Profile pic. Is it Just Enjoy Wrestling? Is that still the profile pic?
I think so, yeah. God, we changed that years ago.
So yeah, see it on Facebook. You're welcome to join. We accept almost everyone, unless you use obvious bot accounts.
No bots allowed.
Yeah, no bots. And how long I've been watching wrestling? Personally, I've been watching wrestling as long as I can remember. Both my parents are wrestling fans, so I literally just grew up watching. There's no point where I remember just turning it on. It was always on. It was always.
So you don't have do you have a first memory? A first memory of wrestling?
Honestly, my first memory is earliest memory is when Kane took his mask off. And that was in 2003. I was only 4 years old at that time. And Kane, is my favorite superstar of all time. So I think that's why it sticks with me vividly. But from WrestleMania 22 on, because I went to WrestleMania 22, it's when I remember everything vividly.
WrestleMania 22, that was a great one. That's actually the first WrestleMania that I ever watched like live. It's my mom ordered it when I was like 9 years old at the time, and my mom like was like, "Oh, I got you a surprise," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what is it?" And she was like, "We're gonna watch WrestleMania," and I was like, "Ah!"
That's
It was so hyped. Like, so that's my first memory of like watching WrestleMania,
yeah,
which was awesome, and that was a
that's
great
all.
one to watch too.
Oh, great! It's I think it still holds up to this day.
Yeah,
Maybe
you
I'm
were there.
biased.
Weren't you
Yeah, I
there?
was there. Yep, I
Yeah,
was there.
man,
That
that
was
Edge and
my.
McFoley match,
Oh man,
it's
I can vividly remember like that table spot. Like I can see it in my head still, like in my eyes. I can as if it happened yesterday.
that would have been such a good show to be at, man.
Oh, it was great, man. That was like my third wrestling show, so it was a good start for.
Oh
I've been to
yeah,
a lot of wrestling events. My current count for WWE is like 42, 43, and
Jesus.
AEW is at like 12, something like that. So
It
yeah,
will
I
be
go to.
more right after All In next year.
Yeah.
And I've been watching for I think 2002 was like when I started watching. I was like 6 years old at the time. I remember like Shawn Michaels' return, and then Triple H coming back from his leg injury. It was like one of my first memories of wrestling. I was obviously like only 6 years old, so my memory is a little fuzzy, but I remember Goldberg and The Rock for some reason at Backlash. I think that was the next year. I think that was 2003. But like right around that 2002, 2003 time period is when I started like really liking wrestling. And then the video games at the time, obviously.
Oh
Like I grew up
man,
with Here Comes the Pain. That's like my favorite wrestling video game of all time.
Here
It
Comes
was
the
just
Pain still holds up to this day. It's still, in my opinion, it's the greatest
exactly.
wrestling game of all
Oh
time.
yeah.
That's
I
what
remember
came out
climbing up the
2002.
freaking I think so, yeah. I remember like jumping off the helicopters, like, oh my god.
Literally, you could
Brock
do
Lesnar on the cover, like
anything in
what a
that
game.
game. That game was so ahead of its time, and
It really was.
nowadays, you know
Yeah.
how games are. They want that simulation. I mean, AEW game would try to hold on.
Man.
So, like I was saying, the AEW game tried to go away from the simulation, which I think it did well. Just not much longevity, and
I
obviously
think
the
I think the
money
problem with it
pit.
was, yeah, I think the problem with it was just there was just not a whole lot to do. It was very
Hmm.
just bare bones when they released it. Since it's like what they've released since has kind of been, I haven't even gone back to it, but
I
from what I've
haven't
seen
touched
is
it.
it's gotten better, but it's
Hmm.
still like you said, a money pit. Like you're paying for wrestlers DLC like every time they get released. Like that all should be included in the game.
And I don't
That you shouldn't have
mind.
to pay for.
I don't
Huh?
mind it if because since their goal is to have one game and just build off of that, but the price point is terrible. I think it's like 50 if you got all the season pass, so it costs around 50 to $60, and you get like 15 people. Like that's
Yeah.
insane. It's way too much.
Yeah, it's definitely not ideal.
Hmm.
So
But yeah,
I
them
miss the
old
good
games.
old days. I miss the good old days when games you could just unlock everybody in the story, like in the
Ah,
storyline of the game. Like you unlock characters like as you go, or do like challenges to unlock characters. Like that's what I love about video gaming. So
same, and that's gone away. I know some of my friends will have the wrestling game, and they kind of have that now in WWE, where you can unlock it like via credits that you earn playing the game, which is very
yep,
easy. And people are like, "Oh, I want to do all this work to unlock it." I'm like, y'all don't have fun playing games anymore if you can't grind it and to unlock
for
people.
real, for real.
I'm like, to me, that's
That's
the
where all the fun
fun.
is. Like, why do you just
Exactly.
want everything? Why do you just want everything like done right off the bat? That's just kind of boring.
I,
Boring to me.
I
It's like in the
100%
like
agree.
in the Resident Evil games, like how you can buy all unlocks for
Mm,
a couple bucks. It's like, why would you want to do that though? Isn't that like kind of the fun? Is going through the story of the Resident Evil games and fighting and just unlocking everything. That's what
yeah,
I like about
I
gaming.
100% agree. Yeah. That's
But
why I paid
that's why
70
I
bucks for a video game.
for real.
Play
Yeah,
the game.
exactly, exactly. But we
But
kind of
yeah.
got off track there.
We
So what
already
were
got
we?
off topic. That's what we're about. But okay, so
Oh man,
some wrestling wise, like I said, my favorite wrestler of all time is Kane. I got a poster and his signature title back there. I got autographs. Met him a few years ago, and I don't know. Just as a kid, I always liked the bad guys. Like whether it's in movies or in wrestling, I like the bad guys. And I just see this masked dude lighting people on fire. I'm like, yeah, that guy's a badass.
Dude, Kane is such a badass. I'm so sad. Like whatever he started to do in like the 2010s and stuff, just
Oh,
kind of it's not the Kane that we used to love.
I
I'm
100%
into Kane.
agree.
Dude, Kane's debut is up there with Jericho's as one of the greatest debuts of all time.
100%.
Ripping the door off the cell, that was badass.
Attacking the
He
Undertaker
just
at that time, Undertaker was untouchable.
yeah, and he just looked terrifying,
Mm-hmm.
and oh man, I love Kane.
But like you said, when he started teaming with Daniel Bryan and went into the Authority, man, did I hate that time because
Yeah,
it's ruined the Kane character.
yeah, yeah. That was he just looked. He was weak. It was like they turned him
Mm-hmm.
weak.
Like,
Like
don't
he
get
was
me
like
wrong,
crying and he was crying and stuff. It's like, come on,
yeah,
man.
like it
Like
gave
this
some
isn't
funny
Kane.
segments, like the therapy segment's hilarious, but like that's not Kane,
No, that's
not
not
my
Kane.
Kane.
Not my not hashtag not my Kane.
But
Oh
yeah,
man.
my current
You. Oh, go ahead. You
yeah,
continue.
but my current favorite wrestler active right now is Seth freaking Rollins. That's why I got his shirt on. He's definitely
I'm not
my
surprised.
favorite wrestler right now. I think he's the second best performer right now. Well, obviously that was an injury right now, but I remember when he started with the Shield, I just picked him out the bunch like the first after that first match. I'm like, yeah, that guy's gonna be a star. Obviously they all turned out to be stars, but in their own way. But Seth is, that's my boy.
That's your boy. He actually, fun fact, I live in the hometown of Seth Rollins.
See, that's pretty
So
cool.
he has a wrestling gym downtown here in Davenport, and it's really cool. I've driven by there a couple times. Haven't worked up the courage to walk in, but you can see like the championships up on the wall if you just
Really?
look in from the outside.
Oh,
And
that's
there's a
so.
ring and a gym in there. It's super cool. So
Whenever I
I
come
want to
visit
I
you,
want
we
to
gotta go
go
check
in.
it out.
I want to go in sometime. I don't know if it's like a you have to have a membership to be in here type thing.
Probably because
Yeah,
I know it's a wrestling school, so you
it
probably,
is. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, you have to probably, maybe if you say I'm interested.
yeah. I'm interested in joining this $3,000 wrestling class or whatever. It's like,
Imagine you just
oh
walk in,
man,
Seth Rollins is at the desk.
yeah, just pen and paper. So that's just like writing up contracts. Um, all right, so you know my favorite wrestler of all time. You don't know my current favorite wrestler, I don't think, because it's changed.
I think I can guess, but we'll get there.
We'll see. We'll see. Favorite wrestler of all time, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Can't go wrong there, man. HBK, man.
Unless you're Sax, then you think he's overrated. He's not overrated, Sax. I hope you watch this.
Hope you do, Sax.
Uh,
We still love you, buddy.
nah, man. Shawn Michaels, in my opinion, he is the greatest overall performer of all time. He was great in the ring. He could talk. He put on a show every damn time he stepped between the ropes. He never had a non-memorable WrestleMania match. Maybe the ones with like before he went off on his own, but I
Yeah.
don't really. That was way too young. I wasn't even born, so I don't even know if I count those. But I
That's
mean,
something I think we should point out. Alex and I are young. Well, I'm only 25. You're what,
I'm
20,
28, so
28? So
I
yeah,
was
we're
born in
young.
'96. Yeah, so I pretty much when I
Yeah.
started following wrestling was right after the Attitude Era ended.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know like enough about history. It's just I haven't gone back and watched every single moment of every single
Yeah.
year in
And we
WWE
definitely don't
history.
think
So like,
Hulk Hogan's the greatest wrestler of all time, or people like,
oh God, get out of here
Ultimate
with that.
Warrior.
No,
Uh,
no,
I know
dude.
Eric's gonna listen to this and be pissed about that, but they don't do it, man.
Nah, dude. Ultimate Warrior and Hogan massively overrated. That's a conversation for another time.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna get into that now. But Shawn Michaels, man, two separate Hall of Fame type careers. Anytime he stepped in the ring, especially at WrestleMania, he just amped it up and usually performed the best match on the card by far, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Um, so it's just hard not to love that guy.
And the thing about Shawn Michaels, I don't know if it's a hot take or, but I think his comeback, after the back surgery, after he found his smile, I think his second run is better than his first run.
Honestly, it's hard to. Whenever I think of Shawn Michaels, I think of like him and Kurt Angle, him and The Undertaker, him and Triple H, and that all happened in
Yeah.
his second run. So it's
Yeah.
like
I don't
it's
really
hard
think of
for me not to
it,
agree.
Exactly. And when I think of Shawn Michaels, I don't think of tights. Like I think of the baggy pants. I think the
Yeah,
whole tights thing is
with
not.
the bell bottoms, like the ones that flare
Yeah.
out at the bottom, and the shiny jacket, and like, oh man, yeah, it's I mean, undoubtedly his first run was also amazing though,
No doubt.
but
No doubt.
just for me personally, it's his second run's been more memorable. So,
Hmm.
and it may be sort of the bias of when we grew up and what we watched
It
growing up. It's
probably
possible,
is because again we didn't
but
watch
that
that Shawn
happens
Michaels.
exactly. Not live, anyways, but
Yeah.
yeah. So he's my favorite of all time. My favorite wrestler currently. You want to guess?
I know it used to be Adam Cole, but I'm gonna guess it's switched over to Will Ospreay.
It used to be Adam Cole. Will Ospreay's up there, but he's not number one. I'm not gonna lie.
Ooh, now I'm
Hangman
interested.
Hangman Adam Page is
Oh,
my
you know,
favorite wrestler.
I,
Favorite current wrestler.
I
I
have no
absolutely
problem with
love
that
the hanger.
whatsoever.
Absolutely love the hanger, bro. I mean, he's been at the forefront of all the main feuds in AEW with Kenny Omega, with the Bucks, with
Hmm.
Moxley, with Swerve. Like in this feud that's been going on
Oh
for
yeah,
almost a year now.
it's definitely
And
gonna talk about that later.
exactly, yeah. And I just love everything that Hangman does. I absolutely love his like turn into madness that he's always got that mean mug look on
Oh,
his face and it's just hilarious. His theme song, like I thought I was gonna hate the change, but it works out perfect. It fits him
oh, it's
so well.
perfect for him.
Exactly. And I just love that whole obsessive. He's not even he's not even wrestling to win anything anymore. He's just wrestling to take Swerve down. That's
Yeah,
like
he just
literally
wants to kill
his demeanor.
Swerve, and I
And
love it,
I just
man.
love it, dude. He's a
Yeah.
dude with a goal. So he's on a mission, and I absolutely love everything that he does. And on top of that, he's a fantastic wrestler.
Oh,
So
one of the best right now.
fantastic wrestler.
I think his wrestling skills are extremely underrated.
Exactly, yeah. Like when people talk about some of the best wrestlers in the world, they're gonna say Seth Rollins or Will Ospreay or Kenny Omega or whatever, whoever it is, Zack Sabre Jr., which he
Hmm.
is. I think Hangman deserves to be at least in the conversation.
Oh, I 100% agree. You know, like I said, those guys are great wrestlers. They are best to the best right now. But like Hangman's
Can't forget
definitely up
Gunther.
there.
Can't forget Gunther. But
Yeah,
yeah,
Gunther's up there.
Hangman's definitely up there for me. So
Yeah, and
yeah. So that's our favorites.
yeah, and you know, speaking of Hangman, we can just slide this right in. You know, we just had All In a couple days ago.
Biggest
Phenomenal
event
pay
for
per view.
AEW of the year. Biggest event. Phenomenal.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
It was fantastic. Everything from the production to the big entrances to the quality of wrestling. It's hard for me to look at that show and think of any flaws. There's a
Hmm.
couple flaws,
Yeah, there's a
but
couple flaws, but
it's hard to point them out when
hmm,
the show just feels fun
yeah, you know, I'm never
personally.
going into it. You know, I don't count pre-show stuff. Like I was thinking, there's too
Yeah,
many matches. I don't. I think the pre-show matches are pointless. But again, the pre-show matches, they're never really that
yeah.
meaningful. But
Yeah, it's a way to get wrestlers on the card in front of the fans, and I love
mm-hmm.
it because it checks wrestlers' goals off.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot who it was. Cape Saban, I think last year he was like, "Oh, it's a dream to wrestle in Wembley next year," and Tony Khan
Yeah,
was able to get him in that one of those multi-man matches on the pre-show, and I love that for the wrestlers. So
and
it's just
I think what some people fail to understand how important that pre-show match is, because that's free. So like, if you're just catching people who's scrolling through social media, YouTube or whatever, just like, hey, I'm gonna stop and watch this for a few minutes. It's their job that hooked them to spend $50.
yeah, exactly. And I mean those absolute chaotic like there was a 16-man tag match. It's like what the fuck is going on here? It's like it's exciting because the energy level and it's just like maybe you could catch some views and catch some buys off of it.
Yeah, and
Talking about that, I want to talk about Jamie Hayter a little bit.
yeah, that's my one complaint. The fact that happened on the
Really,
pre-show.
really,
I
huh?
don't think that should have been the pre-show. I think they should have done that like during the show. That's a big return for me. To me,
That's a
that
huge return.
that was the biggest return of the night.
Yeah, that's massive.
And the
I mean,
redhead
it's
threw
been
me
what
off.
15? Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I
I've
know
seen people on.
it said Jamie Hayter on the screen first, but as soon as I saw it, like holy shit, Becky Lynch.
Yeah, that definitely a different look because I mean it's been what 15 months since we've seen Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, it was. She wasn't. She wasn't there last year, obviously. It was like before Forbidden Door last year, I think, is when she,
Correct. Yeah.
or it was Forbidden Door or something like that. But it's been a hot minute. I don't know. I kind of am okay with it because it was like so close to the main show, anyways, to where a lot of the fans were
Hmm.
already in the stadium. It would have been nice to see. Plus, I don't know how many people watch the pre-show. If it's more than the 150,000 plus buys that the pay-per-view gets, but I guess it depends there too.
I
But like
see.
you
That's the
said, like
problem.
it's
I almost missed it because of that. So I
yeah,
didn't watch All In live, and I kind of just fast forward through the pre-show matches to be honest, because
yeah,
it was like a 6 hour event. I'm like, I don't need to watch all this. And then I
yeah,
saw Saraya come to the ring. I'm like, oh, she probably has something good to say because she doesn't have a match or whatnot. So I stopped there. Luckily, I did.
yeah.
Else I would have completely missed it.
Yeah, I was scrolling Twitter during the pre-show because I didn't start the main show until like 4 hours after it happened because one of my friends was at work. But I was still following the pre-show just on Twitter, and I saw a video of Jamie Hayter returning, and I was like, "Fuck!" But so like I didn't get the like surprise. I got the surprise factor on a post on Twitter, so it's like, eh. But so I kind of feel you there.
Hmm.
Um, at the same time, though, it brings excitement to like, hey, you never know what could happen on a pre-show. I
Yeah,
guess
it's true. It's
I
like
probably still
maybe
won't. I probably still
no,
won't pay that much attention to pre-shows, but
probably
I
not. It's tough, man. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of wrestling.
remember Revolution. Was that 2 years ago when Kenny Omega was hurt and Kenny Omega's music played on a pre-show, but it was just Don Callis that came out.
Yep.
The ultimate troll.
So now
Uh,
going into the actual event, the first match of the night was the tag ladder match, right? That was the first match.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
The four-way trios ladder match. Yeah.
yeah, that was a really good match. You
Yeah,
know,
I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, I'm a big fan of just multi-man chaotic matches, especially when
mhm.
there's a stipulation added, like a ladder match. Ladder matches are one of my favorite stipulation matches, so it was kind of like the best of both worlds for me.
Yeah,
So,
I think like you said, the multi-man chaotic. I think AEW specializes in that. They have so many different type of matches where it involves so many people, and usually 9 times out of 10 they're like chaotic bangers.
yeah, yeah. And this one
Hmm.
definitely delivered. I mean,
Oh yeah, those
there
some
was
crazy
crazy
spots.
spots, a bunch of table spots, just a lot of
Hmm.
finisher spots, which I love.
I don't know if you noticed this, but maybe they have different type of ladders and weapons in the UK, but those ladders seem very short. They seem like seven
Dude,
footers,
yeah,
and
yeah.
mostly people are like 6 feet, like they're only grabbing up a few steps and whatnot
Yeah.
and doing
Claudio was
that.
standing on the outside next to the ladders that were already set up, and he was taller than them. It's like, what is going
Yeah,
on here?
and the tables look like like indie tables. I'm not calling AEW like indie wrestling because they usually use regular tables, but it just
Hey,
seems
there's nothing wrong
different.
with indie wrestling. There's
Yeah, and
nothing
I'm not
wrong
I'm
with
not
it.
hating on that. I love indie wrestling, but like the weapons just look different in that match, and
Yeah.
the ladders like kind
Mhm.
of spread wide. I thought these were gonna fold in,
Yeah. Yeah, it was
like,
definitely weird. It was a weird look.
and then
And
they
but
get that,
then
and then they switch it from those small ladders to this big ass ladder where it's touching the titles at the top.
yeah, it was definitely a choice. But who
Hmm.
knows? I don't
Yeah,
know.
that doesn't change the effect of the match or anything. It's something I noticed. I'm like, these ladders are like
Yeah.
off.
It was like a cartoon almost. Like everybody's
Hmm.
cowering over the ladders.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, I was happy with the winners. I like Blackpool,
Yeah.
but Blackpool Comic, yeah, Blackpool Combat Club winning it,
Yeah.
and
The
I think that
Packpool
was the right
Combat Club.
choice. So is Pac? Would you say Pac's a part of it now?
So he was a part of their team for Blood and Guts. I think that was what last year.
Yeah,
And they kind of had like animosity. So I don't really know if he's maybe joining the group or because
he's
I
just
know
a
him and
floater.
Claudio still have some. Yeah, floater. Yeah, but it is worth noting that apparently, according to Wrestling Observer, I don't know how much stock we can put in the Wrestling Observer anymore, but it was reported that it was supposed to be Death Triangle in that spot instead of Pac with Claudio and Wheeler.
Oh, and they didn't resign Pac.
So
There's rumors that they didn't
yeah,
resign.
yeah.
That would
So
make
it's
sense.
possible that's why. Obviously, that's probably why Claudio and Wheeler got put in that spot.
Hmm.
Nonetheless, I'm super happy because Pac deserves that moment in
Oh,
Wembley.
definitely.
After missing last year, especially, I'm super glad that he got that moment. And
Yeah.
talk about Claudio. Claudio's been
Oh,
impressive as
yeah.
hell. What a week that dude's had.
Yeah, Claudio's
He
had
was,
he had a great week, and his AEW run overall has just been great.
yeah. I mean, going from a time limit draw with Okada, who's
Hmm.
widely considered one of the best in the world. He won the CMLL Grand Prix on Friday, and then the match on Saturday, which I know was obviously pre-taped,
Was
and
that
then
that
winning it.
trophy was? I was so confused on what the
Yeah,
trophy was.
yeah.
Okay,
No,
I
it was
didn't know
the
he won that.
CMLL Grand Prix
Okay,
that was
okay,
on
yeah, I
like
didn't know
Friday
that.
night.
He came out with the trophy, and I forgot to look it up because I didn't want to look anything up. 'Cause I was avoiding spoilers. I'm like, what
Yeah,
is this trophy?
yeah.
Did he bring out his Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy or something?
That would be hilarious. That would be so funny. No, so the dude flew from America to Mexico for that. I don't know where that was. I don't know if it was in Arena Mexico or where. But and then he flew to London to wrestle like less than 2 days later. That's insane. Like he had a
That's
week.
commitment. I respect that,
And
man. I respect
for
that.
real. Yeah, I love that. And especially with how everybody was talking about how he wasn't being treated properly or whatever. It's like he's had a great run in AEW and
Yeah,
Ring
he's
of
had a good
Honor. Like I think he's
run.
been great.
He's in
So
what multi times? Ring of Honor
he's
tag champs, right?
two-time two-time Ring of Honor world champ. Did he
Hmm.
win the did he win the tag titles? I don't think he did.
No, you're right. I was thinking of the world title.
Yeah, the world title. And now he's trios champion with Pack and Wheeler, and he's a
Yeah,
CMLL like with the partners that didn't he? I don't know if he wrestled at Wrestle Kingdom. He
I'm
was in
not sure.
Japan though. He was in
Yeah,
Japan for a couple of things. Um, but like, yeah, I love it for
yeah,
him.
and Yuta's there too.
Yeah,
Both
whatever.
of us, both of us don't care for Yuta.
I still think that it should be Daniel Garcia in that spot instead of Wheeler Yuta.
100% agree. But
Whatever.
he's just there. He's got to get beat up and take pinfalls.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, like when Swerve destroyed him on Dynamite last week.
Yeah. Right. And following that was Tony Storm versus Mariah May, which to me is top three match of the night. Like that was like I had high expectations, but they exceeded that. Like I thought that was
Yeah,
a great match.
yeah. When you put two women the caliber of those two in the ring together, and with especially with the story they've been telling, it's just magic.
Hmm.
It was magic. So,
Oh
in my
yeah,
opinion,
and
probably the best women's match of the year of anything I've seen.
I would agree. I think it's easily to say that.
I don't know. Some of the Ring of Honor, like Billy Starks versus Queen Aminata, was really good.
I haven't watched much Ring of Honor
There's some
stuff.
other, yeah. There's some other matches that are up there, but this one is definitely up there for
Yeah, it
me.
was, a lot of near falls. Good. I'm a sucker for like near fall matches when it's just a bunch of
Yeah,
near falls.
yeah,
I love that stuff. And
yeah.
what's up with Mariah May just slapping her mom for no damn reason? I'm like, what was that for? I was so confused.
Heel shit, dude. That's
Yeah,
pretty heel shit.
it was so like random. Like I get getting heel shit, but even MJF doesn't hit his
Yeah,
parents.
yeah, yeah, for real. That was something else. That was crazy.
Hmm.
The blood in the match worked out
Well, yeah,
perfectly.
it
Tony
was.
getting her back with the shoe. So and the right person won, in my
Oh
opinion.
yeah, definitely, definitely. That
Tony
was
had a fantastic run.
Oh, a
Tony had a
great run,
fantastic
a
run.
great run. She
It
was
was time
two-time
for.
champ, and she had great
Mhm.
runs with both of them.
Isn't she a three-time champ?
She might be a three-time, maybe. Yeah, you might be right. She might be a three.
It's two or three, but
Okay, yeah.
I don't know exactly.
Either or.
Yeah, she was fantastic though.
Now, do
Like
you
her
think
soul just went into madness.
she's going to continue with this Marilyn Monroe like character? Or do you think she's going back to her pop
Punk
rock
rock Tony.
punk rock?
I don't really know, to be honest, because you saw the video of her like walking out of Wembley, like just
Yeah,
walking through the street or whatever. Imagine
yeah.
just being a fan and her just walking and like,
That'd be crazy. You go off with smoke.
yeah, I don't really know. I miss punk rock Tony. I loved
Mhm.
punk rock Tony.
See, I'm the
Um,
exact opposite. I was not a Tony
really?
Storm fan until
Huh?
like this new gimmick. This is just like
It
this is like
sold
a
her.
sports entertainment thing for me that really hooked me, and that's what made me
Yeah,
a fan. I just thought everything they've done, like all the black and white stuff, like still that one shot they did with half black and white, and I can't remember who
yeah,
she was staring down, but it did half color and half black and white. That's
yeah,
so cool.
yeah. The production for like the Tony Storm stuff has just been
Mhm.
fantastic.
They even
It's
have
been
they have a wrestling figure come out that's just her figure,
awesome.
black and white.
That's amazing. That's dedication to the craft right
Yeah,
there.
that's marketing
But
right there.
yeah, I'll definitely be interested to see what happens with her. So
Hmm.
whatever
Right.
happens, I'm sure she'll kill it like she always does. She's great. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
She's actually my favorite women's wrestler
All
in
right.
wrestling. So
That's fair. I think that's definitely fair.
Mariah May's creeping up though. Mariah's been amazing, and
Would you?
I didn't even know Mariah before AEW. I wasn't really a Stardom
Yeah. Would
watcher.
you pay $100
Um,
for her to sign the chair now?
nah, nah, dude, that's a lot of money for an autograph and a
That was
picture.
$100, right?
$100, yeah. No
Yeah.
man, no way. But she's really good though. She's great. Her facial expressions, like during whatever she's doing, have been
Mm-hmm.
amazing, and
Amazing. Yeah.
they really help tell the story. And she's a great wrestler, and
Oh
you could
yeah.
tell
Yeah.
she's super young still too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
her and Tony are both really young. They're both under 30.
is Mariah? I thought Mariah was in her 20s.
Yeah, she is. I said under
Yeah.
30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, Mariah's like young too, so they got plenty of time to even grow her. And now she's AEW World Champion. She's gonna kill it in my
Oh,
opinion. I
definitely.
think she's gonna be
Definitely.
great. So
Yeah. And next match after that was Chris Jericho versus Hook for the FTW title. That match, it went to my expectations, and my expectations were on high, so I can't say I think it was a terrible match, but it was fun. I enjoyed watching Hook try to hit Jericho with the cricket ball with the bat and potentially nailing
dude,
it. Like
when he was like crushing him, and I was like, what if one of those gets into the crowd and like hits somebody in the face, like
that's what
knocks
I
a
was
tooth out
thinking.
or
Like that
something?
first one he did, he like hit that hard. I think he probably had realization, like, yeah, this is a big
Yeah.
lawsuit that he does not want to deal with.
Hey, for real, like that could have been bad,
Because
but whatever.
I
It
know,
was entertaining.
I know. It has a disclaimer before shows where if you get hit by some small stuff like that, it's just you sign up for that when you get front row. But I don't think a cricket ball is justified.
No. My gosh, dude.
So I
But
remember
yeah,
he hits it and he misses Jericho, and then you just hit a loud like steel sound. The ball hitting probably the barricade. It probably gave
yeah,
one fan a heart attack.
for real, dude. I would be like, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
No
but
thanks.
yeah, it was.
Um,
I mean, it wasn't a crazy great match. It was. I don't know. It was more of a fun match than anything, I guess.
yeah. It just felt. I don't know. This is probably my least favorite match on the show. It was
Hmm.
my least favorite match on the show. It just felt like sloppy to me.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. I've never really been the biggest Hook fan, and I
Yeah.
like Jericho, but whatever. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I like Hook. I think people hype him up a little bit too much, especially like a year or two ago. People like acting
yeah,
like he was the
yeah.
next big thing. I think he's a great technical wrestler, but I don't see him as like a main eventer yet or like a
Oh,
champion. I
I
know
don't.
he's the FTW champion, but me personally, I don't really count that as like a
No,
title.
I don't even know if I see him as a main eventer,
I
really,
don't.
like anywhere in the near future.
No,
I
not
just,
yet. Not yet.
yeah,
But it was cool seeing Taz get involved. That was like the
yeah,
first
that
time
was dope.
Taz got involved in one of the Hook matches. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. I was hoping he would have like suplexed Jericho or something,
That would have
but
been crazy.
putting the Tez mission on Brian Keith was good enough.
Yeah, it was
So
good enough. All right.
good enough.
After that, we had the tag match with Bucks, FTR, and the.
I was kind of disappointed. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm
I
gonna.
mean, it wasn't
Uh,
bad. It wasn't
yeah.
great. I don't think it was great.
At
Like,
first, I thought it was just me. Like, especially in the beginning. The beginning was very slow. Like,
yeah,
and
mm,
it definitely picked up towards the end. I think the end, it definitely went to expected. But like the Bucks carried that match hard,
yeah,
in my opinion. Like the
yeah,
Bucks were like, stuff they were doing is stuff I remember.
yeah, yeah, for real. And
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's like it might be me just ready for the tag division to just move on. I love the Bucks, and like I'm
Mhm.
fine with the Bucks being champs and stuff, but like keep running back the Bucks, the Acclaimed, and FTR, like all three of those teams together. It's
Yeah.
like move on already. But man,
Yeah.
like
Especially Bucks and
so
FTR.
many other nice, yeah. There's so many other like great tag teams in that division that frankly just need to be used more, and that I would like to see used better, and like give some other teams a chance.
Exactly. Obviously the Bucks and FTR have put on classics. They have put on some of
Oh
the
yeah,
greatest tag team
yeah.
matches out there, but like we've been seeing this for like what, 2 to 3 years now?
Yeah, I mean, they wrestled at Wembley last year. Like, why are you having wrestling at Wembley again this year? Like, you
Exactly.
can't put like Private Party or the Top Flight or something in that spot to wrestle the Bucks on like on a huge stage, or I don't even know who else, the Embassy or
Yeah,
Gates of Agony. I don't know. I don't
you
really
can
know.
throw.
That's the
It's a
problem.
bunch
Is
of
like I don't
people.
know who.
Overall, I think a problem in professional wrestling. It's been a problem for a long time. Consistently, the tag division sucks.
Yeah,
Not
which
across
sucks,
both
dude.
brands.
Because
Yeah,
AEW's tag division 2, 3 years ago was amazing.
yeah,
Like it was on top of the world, and then it just and we all know Vince didn't really didn't Vince come out and say it like he didn't like tag team wrestling or whatever.
Yeah. But Vince is
Like what
an
the fuck,
idiot.
man?
But even
But
Triple H ain't doing too much. He's doing a lot
yeah,
better. But it still ain't the best.
no, it's not the best by any means. But
I think.
tag team wrestling as a whole, like TNA's tag team division is doing pretty good, I think.
Hmm.
I mean, but I don't. One thing that does give me hope is Grizzled Young Veterans.
Yeah. That was cool.
I don't
That
know.
I think that's a sign of something new.
Yeah, like please, please move on.
Yeah.
Like have
And
Grizzled Young Veterans like run through FTR at All Out, and then beat the Bucks like on Dynamite or at Wrestle Dream or something for the tag titles, and have
yeah.
them just run the division. Like that is a
And
that is a great sign. So
exactly. And one thing I did not like about the triple threat, the match, is they were being so secretive with like breaking rules and whatnot. And I'm just sitting back thinking, like, it's a triple threat. Like you can't get disqualified. Like it was annoying me. I'm like, I get it.
yeah,
They do that stuff all
yeah,
the time, but I'm like, I'd rather have watch a more fun like ref style match and y'all hiding it because you don't want the ref to look at you, even though he
yeah,
can't disqualify you because it's a triple threat.
yeah, for real. It's just my expectations were way too high for the match, and it underdelivered for me. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. So I still love the Bucks and what they're doing.
Oh yeah, I love all three of those teams. I think all three of those
Yeah,
teams are
yeah,
great.
yeah. I have my freaking scissor foam
The
finger.
foam fingers.
I have two of them in there. Yeah, two of them in my. So,
All right.
anyway,
And after that, we had the Casino Gauntlet match. That was a good match. That was a.
that was super exciting, and this is one of my top three matches of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh,
I loved it. Absolutely
definitely.
loved it. So
Nigel
many
McG.
surprises.
Yeah, Nigel McGuinness. That was his first match since 2011.
Yeah,
That's
that's insane.
crazy. I didn't, you know, I heard the music. I didn't know the music, and I saw the Tron. What the fuck? Nigel McGuinness is wrestling.
Yeah, and
Like
the
getting that
crowd
kiss
popped
from Mariah
so
May really popped him up.
it gave him life. I like to think that it just for the off chance of Danielson winning the world title, Nigel entered the match just to be a big hater of Danielson.
Yeah, I hope we get that match now. I hope we get
Yeah,
Danielson and Nigel. 'Cause he was
yeah,
doing
and
good.
you
Nigel,
can
he was still performing good.
he was decent. Yeah, you can definitely
Yeah,
tell there was a little rust, but
when
13
you don't
years
do it
that's
for
gonna happen.
13
It's
years,
gonna
yeah.
happen. Like he was
And
fun,
yeah,
and I
but like I said,
mean they loaded that shit up, dude.
yeah, it was a great surprise. We got Zack Sabre Jr. He was, he's always great to see.
Love
Ricochet made his
absolutely love
debut.
Ricochet. And
Like,
I mean, they loaded it up with like Heyman and Okada, like
mhm.
big stars. Like that.
Oh
That's
yeah,
how that's
it
how that
was
match
loaded.
should be run.
And that's one of my favorite style matches they do. The
Hmm.
like the gauntlet match of people just keep on coming in.
Yeah,
I love that concept. It's such a
it's
great
it's
concept.
it's probably my favorite like new match concept that we've seen in the past however many years
20, yeah, I would agree. I would
because
definitely,
it's
I love it. It's
yeah
genius. It's
yeah
fun.
it
It's like a
is.
Royal
It's
Rumble,
great.
man.
Exactly, and like you never know who's coming in. The match could end at any time, so
Yeah.
like you never know.
Like
It was
there's
great.
21 people, but not all 21 people entered.
Exactly, yeah. Man,
That's a,
I wish Evil Uno would have came out.
yeah.
Poor
But yeah,
Evil Uno.
it was cool seeing
Uh,
Ricochet. Ricochet performed great and everything. It's good to see. I think he'll be better in AEW because I think he lacks the promo skills, which is what hurt him in WWE. So
his
I think
wrestling style, yeah, his wrestling
yeah,
style definitely fits there more.
100%. And I hope he doesn't get lost in the shuffle. I know he'll probably have a good few months or so, but I know sometimes people tend to get lost in the shuffle. Stuff like that happens in professional wrestling all the time. And I'm not faulting AEW or whatever, but I know it's a tendency. So hopefully, I think it's obvious we'll eventually get another Osprey and Ricochet match.
Oh yeah,
I think that's a given.
Ospreay said it in the presser that Ricochet is going to have to work his way up to face Ospreay. So
And I'm all for that.
I mean,
I'm all for
starting it
that.
off strong tomorrow. Ricochet and Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah,
Which you know me, I'm a huge Kyle Fletcher fan. So
that should be a banger. One of my favorite parts of the match was, I don't know if you remember, I think it was Hangman pinning Ricochet or whoever, and Okada like he comes to break it up, not in like a fast way. He just slowly walks up and just kicks Hangman in the head. I was
yeah,
dying, bro. I don't know why I found it so funny, but like it was just like,
I
yeah,
loved
I
it.
don't
Yeah,
need a rush.
absolutely love it. Dude, Okada's been hilarious since joining AEW,
Oh
and
yeah,
people
he's
are
been
like, "Oh
great.
my God, he's fallen from grace so hard. Like he was main eventing the Tokyo Dome, blah blah blah." It's like the dude is like killing what his role is.
Yeah,
He's
he's doing a
hilarious.
good job. I mean, I
His
know he's
comedic timing is like
Continental
impeccable.
Champion, but I don't really. The Continental title is still a title I have yet to really take too serious yet because there hasn't been much for it yet. But yeah, I've enjoyed his stuff. I don't think his wrestling style he still has great matches, but he's still entertaining, which is good enough for me.
His match with Claudio was great. His
Hmm.
pack at Dynasty was great, which I'm lucky enough to have seen it live.
Yeah,
I think the Continental Championship will ramp up once the Continental Classic comes back this fall. Like I feel like that will
hopefully,
put a lot more emphasis on the in importance on the title. So
hopefully. But yeah, it was a great
um,
match. I'm not a fan with the ending. I'm a big Christian fan. I think Christian's awesome. I love all the stuff he does, but I feel like we're getting too much now. Like he dropped a TNT title a few months ago, dropped the tag titles that night, and now going for the AEW World Title. I don't know. It didn't sit right with me. I kind of getting tired of this whole Luchasaurus turning, teasing it almost like every week at this point. Like eventually the
literally,
payoff is gonna be good, but like it's getting old. To me, it's getting old.
literally, like how many times have we seen that ending with Christian and Luchasaurus? Like that's
Yeah,
my problem with it. Is like I love Christian and he's doing like some of the best work of his entire career, and
he
I
is doing. In my
absolutely am
opinion, it is the
enjoying.
best working.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying every single like minute of it. But like they could have, there could have been something else could have been done. I
Yeah, like
mean,
I think that should have been Adam Page's match to win. I think it would have made a lot more sense for him to come out during that match. I guess then the Skid guys probably wouldn't have stopped him then.
yeah, I don't
Cause it's
know.
a cash in. It's anytime, anywhere. It's like a Money
Yeah,
in the Bank concept.
yeah. Well, didn't that same thing happen with Christian at the? Didn't he had like a TNT title cash
Yeah,
in or whatever?
it was at
And was that Revolution?
December.
No,
What's the
World's
paper?
End. Was that
World's
World's
End.
End?
Yeah, yeah. Because Edge won the
Yeah,
TNT title, and then
yeah.
because Luchasaurus won the contract, and Christian just took it from him.
I just, man, I don't know. Like, I mean, at least we get a fatherless Danielson versus Christian Cage program, so
That's
that's a
you
plus.
took the words right out of my mouth. Like that's gonna be the best thing from
Father,
this.
the father of the year. Yeah. He's gonna
Oh,
adopt Danielson as his new son next to Nick Wayne.
yeah, obviously, like I said, Danielson, Brian Danielson's dad's dead, and obviously he's gonna make some type of hits towards his kids, saying how he's a deadbeat
Yeah,
dad or some stuff like that.
dude, I'm
Imagine
looking
if
forward to that. So the
imagine if
more
he
I
comes
thought,
out with one of Brian Danielson's kids.
oh god, the more I thought about like that was my initial reaction was like, really this again? Like the more I thought about it, I was like, okay, this is gonna be good, whether regardless. So
Yeah,
I'm
it
like,
should
I'm
be good.
kind of okay with it. I still would have think they could have gone in a different direction, but it is what it is. I'm gonna
Yeah.
enjoy it, whatever it
Hmm.
is.
And next match was that was Mercedes and
I think it was Osprey, wasn't it? Osprey and MJF.
yeah, you're right, yeah, yeah. So yeah, next match was Osprey and MJF. Great match. That was, my opinion, the second best match of the night.
Yeah, I would probably rank it up there as second best as well. Dude, those two just don't miss.
It
No matter
don't.
what they do, they don't miss. It's literally
It,
always must see wrestling or must see
yeah.
whatever. Whenever they're on the TV screen, it's must see.
And I feel like MJF still doesn't get the credit he deserves.
For real. That dude, when we were talking about our top five wrestlers in the world, MJF's in the top five.
Oh,
I'm
100%. He does it
no
both.
no
He has a
doubt in my
great.
mind.
He's great on the mic and in the ring. Like he has had so many hour classics. He had one with
Yeah,
Osprey. Had one with Danielson, and those great matches. Going
Literally.
toe to toe with Bryan Danielson, Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega. Like you can't.
Mm-hmm.
How do you not argue he's one of the best wrestlers in the world right now?
Exactly. Like it's just he is god tier. He's in that like S
100%.
tier list of wrestlers. If we were to, which would be a fun idea, if we were to like rank random wrestlers like in a list in a tier list sometime. MJF's
We can do
in
that.
the S tier for sure. He's S
Yeah,
tier.
definitely, definitely. Yeah.
But I mean,
I
I love the Daniel Garcia spot. Like
Oh, that
I
was
was
cool.
so
That
happy to
was
see
cool.
Daniel back.
Yeah.
Sim. I love Daniel Garcia.
I thought of that. I'm cool for a second.
Me too. I was like, oh my god, Adam Cole. He just cost MJF the title. Nope.
Hmm.
But it's great because there's different stories already set up for MJF for
Oh,
however
definitely.
long.
Already.
So
I thought that was pretty funny that the streamers were up there for the rest of the night, though.
yeah. Like getting in people's faces and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That poor
It was,
cameraman who caught that hidden blade, dude, just doing his
dude.
poor job, just got smoked.
I saw a comment on Twitter like that dude knew the spot he was gonna take and he capitalized with the underwear choice.
Yeah, yeah.
Like rainbow tiger stripe underwear.
Yeah. And the socks
That dude's
matches it
prepared.
too.
He was ready. He was prepared for his moment.
Mhm. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
dude, he took it like a champ.
yeah.
Um,
And it was great storytelling. Seeing the Tiger Driver, like that makes MJF look strong. It's like a killer move, like literally a killer move. That move,
mhm.
even a slight mess up on that move, that could kill you.
I'll never forget the
And
way he gave it to
Omega,
Kenny. Yeah, to
yeah,
Kenny.
that I,
Forbidden Door. That shit scared me, bro.
yeah, it
I was
really like.
scared.
I love like rough wrestling, but like if they banned that move, I would totally understand. Like if they like legitimately banned it, because like man, it just I don't know how they faked that one. I
Well, you can tell like when like Danielson and Takeshita and MJF took it, they wouldn't land like on their head. They like more
yeah.
so landed like on their upper back,
Yeah, and they
which is
probably
more
know
than
something that
fair.
I don't. To me, it just still it looks like that. Maybe
Yeah.
they're the professionals.
But
I'm not. I'm just
yeah,
some dude
exactly.
behind a computer.
Well, and like Osprey was talking about it in the post conference, I think of Forbidden Door when him and Kenny did it, and he was like, yeah, like we would not use that move if we weren't 100% sure we could do it safely.
Yeah,
And I was like, you know what? That's good enough for me. Like you're the pro here. Cool.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if they're
And
comfortable doing it and can perform it in a safe way or safer way, then
oh, definitely.
by all means.
And I'm definitely at the move where but everyone both got to agree to do it. Like I
Yeah.
don't
Oh,
think
absolutely.
Osprey's gonna go politics. Someone like yeah, you're taking this bump unless he really
Or
just
just
doesn't like
randomly
you.
randomly do it in the match
Yeah,
without talking
shoot.
about it.
Alright.
No, Osprey seems like a chill ass dude.
Oh, Osprey seems like
I feel like having
cool
a
and fun.
conversation with him would be amazing,
Probably, yeah, bro.
bruv. And
Hey,
dude, I just want to talk about their entrances.
great.
Osprey's entrance was badass.
It was
Like
basically
the Seth
Assassin's Creed trailer for the next video game.
for real,
It was
and
literally
all like
gameplay for the next video game. I'm like, that's crazy.
exactly. It was so cool, and the way they like transitioned it into from the gameplay to like Osprey doing moves,
Yeah,
like that was so cool, man. Oh, and his gear was awesome.
yeah. He always has great gear.
Yeah, yeah. I absolutely love it. The entrances were so on point throughout the whole
Hmm.
night. I
I
loved
agree.
it.
I agree. Next is
James's
Mercedes, and
favorite. James's
yeah.
favorite women's wrestler.
One thing you're gonna learn is I cannot stand Mercedes Moné.
Such a hater.
I am a
Uh,
hater, but all hating aside, Mercedes Moné versus Brit Baker. I'm a huge Brit Baker fan, so I'll say that from the start. But to me, this was the worst match of the night. Cause I had, as much as I don't like Mercedes Moné, I do know she's a good wrestler, a decent wrestler. I'll say decent, and it's just to me the match was boring. I didn't care for it at all.
yeah, I didn't mind the match. Just I feel like the spot on the card didn't do it any justice either. Having to
Hmm.
follow Osprey and MJF, just like no match was going to succeed there unless it was like Danielson and Swerve.
Yeah,
Um,
it's true.
I just the crowd was definitely dead for it. You could tell.
Exactly.
It was like a come down match.
They went to the bathrooms and got the food and drinks.
I love Mercedes, and I'm okay with Britt Baker, but like I even went to the bathroom. I was like,
Yeah.
if
Mercedes is my
anytime
go-to
now,
bathroom break match.
I think the match was fine. I don't think it was great by any means.
Mm-hmm.
Britt obviously being out for however long she's been out, you could tell, but
She's
she
out for
wasn't
over a year
doing.
too. Over a year, right?
I think so. Yeah, All In last year was her last match. Well, she had like one match a couple weeks ago with Sheeta, but
Mm-hmm.
um, I think yeah, her last match was All In before that. So it's also been
Yeah.
a while for her. Um, there were spots where like you could tell Mercedes was carrying, which oh stop it, stop your ridiculous bias. I mean, yeah, there's not a whole lot to much. There's not a whole lot to say about the match. I thought it was
Nah, we just leave it
fine.
at
Maybe like
that.
2.5 stars if I had to rate
Yeah.
it 2.5.
Yeah.
Not great. So,
And then
but
following that,
I like them. I like both of
yeah,
them.
yeah. I like Brit Baker as better. Yeah. But yeah,
Talk about like what do you think? My friends and I were discussing this like during the show. Who's big enough to beat Mercedes for that title?
if you ask me, anybody can get the local job off
Well,
of
all right.
any team.
Being realistic, like who do
I
you
would have
think?
said Brit Baker, honestly,
Yeah,
but I guess
it's hard. There's like trying to think of
Brit Baker, Jamie
obviously
Hayter,
Mariah. Yeah, Hater, yeah, but she's wrapped up with Saraya now, so that would be like down the road.
Saraya. There's story behind that
Yeah,
because
yeah,
Sasha Banks took out Paige
yeah,
for that career-ending injury, so they can build something around that.
yeah. I
I don't
mean,
think anyone, honestly, at this point.
they could play the long game with Camille, like
Mm-hmm.
turning on her whatever because she's like the muscle or whatever. But I
Yeah,
mean that probably won't even that wouldn't happen until a while. So unfortunately, I think you're stuck with Mercedes for a while, James.
I do. I'm afraid of that.
Stop it.
All right, and the following match was a casket match or coffin match with Darby Allin and Jungle Boy.
Hey, he's matured. He's Jungle Man now.
Yeah, Jungle Man. But yeah, it was him and Jack Perry. It was cool. It was fun.
I thought it was fun. I
Yeah,
saw a report that said like it got cut short for time, which sucks.
I could see that.
Because it did feel real short.
It
It was
felt
only like
very
10
for a Derby match.
minutes.
It felt very. The dude came out with thumbtacks glued to his face, like, oof.
Yeah.
Like I'm just imagining this dude in the backstage in front of a mirror taking some glue and just putting like what? Why?
Absolute psychopath. Dude, I thought the match was a lot of fun. I mean, there were some great spots. Darby doing the suicide dive into the casket.
That
I
had
was
to
like,
hurt
what the fuck?
so bad, man. I don't get how that man can walk. I don't get it. Like I don't know what he's made of.
I don't either. What a year it's been for him, dude. He broke his
Yeah,
foot. He freaking got hit by a bus, and now
jumped off probably what I say 20 feet into glass.
oh yeah, that Sting match that was.
Uh, he got thrown off the
That dude,
stage
he got
here.
super kicked with thumbtack shoes
Yeah,
in the
like
face.
he did
What
deserve
a
the
year.
title. Like
Well,
I don't.
he's got a world title shot at a Grand Slam.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I thought this match was like I don't think it's getting talked about enough just because of the other matches on the card, but like they showed up and they showed out,
Hmm.
especially Jack Perry with the real glass, the whole
Yeah.
Crimea River chants.
And
Uh,
the
like
spot off the
I just
stage was
love
cool. I like that.
yeah yeah yeah.
And
So Jack Perry or Darby Allin no longer undefeated in coffin matches either.
yeah, that's a big thing. That's a big thing. And you know, obviously, like you said, Jack Perry won. The Bucks came out and came out with gas. And I thought they were gonna do like full send it. I'm thinking like they've done this before with the Undertaker several times, and usually if the casket's on that little platform, they just
uh,
slide out and do the
yeah
magic.
yeah
I'm like, this is on the floor. Like, is Darby really just that stupid? Because it would not put past me if Darby was okay with getting lit on fire. Like I've been like, okay, just another day in the office at Darby. But it was cool seeing Sting come back.
yeah yeah. That was just absolutely wild. Sting, as soon as his music hit, dude, I was like, oh, I popped so hard.
Yeah, like
And it
Metallica.
was then the pop was so loud at like in the crowd was so loud that you could barely even hear his theme song. It was just
Yeah.
badass walking down the ramp with his bat. Oh man,
Right, to kick ass and take
saving his
names.
child, Darby. Yeah, yeah. He's the true protector of Darby Allin. I love it. So I
All right.
absolutely love. I'll never complain about seeing Stinger again.
Nah,
So,
definitely not. All
all
right.
right, the time
Also,
has
one
come.
small thing I want to talk about. That title that Jack Perry did was so ugly, man. It's
You think
ugly.
so? Oh, I like it.
Oh, it's terrible. I'm
I
not a
like
fan of it whatsoever.
Man, I like it. It's like dark. It's like the House of Torture. Like when
Yeah,
they painted the title.
yeah, I'm just not a fan. Not a fan,
That's
but
fair. That's not for everyone, I guess. I
mhm.
mean,
All right. Next
the
thing
time
on
has
the
come.
schedule is the main event.
Whoop whoop.
And that was a great match. That was like that's obviously for me match of the night.
Yeah, yeah. Match of the
And
night, 100% for me.
mm,
Everything from the entrances, seeing 55,000 people scream the final countdown.
perfect.
Oh man, I'm just so happy that Danielson got that moment.
I'm
Just
glad. I'm glad. It was the perfect ending, the perfect match. Great storytelling. The storytelling was
absolutely,
phenomenal.
absolutely.
Like Swerve taking him out the ring and pummeling him, like stomping his head in right in front of his kids. Like
Not
that's
doing the
heel
dance,
shit.
not
And
doing
that
the
right
dance
in front
like
of his
it.
crying daughter. Like what the fuck, man?
That
To
is
me,
so fantastic. I love
I
it.
think like Swerve is a way better heel than he is a face. Like I think he's a good
Yeah,
face, but like
agreed.
his heel work is so good.
Yeah, agreed. To be honest, like I don't even think he was actually a face. He was just like a heel that
Tweener,
people
more
love.
of a tweener. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like a tweener who leans more on the heel side, but people love him, so they cheer him. So like,
Hmm.
cause he's all in pretty much every feud he's been in, he's done the heel stuff. Besides the one with
Yeah.
Joe, but
True. Definitely.
like the one with the one with Osprey, he was like doing the
And
heel stuff, like
the one
attacking
was
Osprey behind
Adam
the back.
Page.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude went to his house.
He stood over that dude's newborn child.
Yeah.
Oh
You
my
know,
lord.
and there's, usually I'm not a fan of no selling finishes, but when he no sold the running knee and kind of just like bounced off the corner and like I'm still standing, like to me that was perfectly done. Like
Yeah,
usually I'm not a fan of that, but like
yeah.
that made him look like a badass.
It was the perfect spot in the match for it too. It's like winding
Hmm.
down towards the end, kind of like Danielson's trying to prove like he's still got enough in the tank, and Swerve's just
Hmm.
like, nah, dude, your finish is weak. I'm just gonna just bounce off it.
Yeah.
Like it was perfect. It was
And there was so many like close calls in that match. Like I know there was 2 point. He had this no, I think the name of the finisher when he kicks him in the head. He did that
the
twice.
house
Like
call, yeah, the
yeah,
house call.
yeah. He did that twice, and I was like, oh my god, it's over. It's over. And nope. So at
That is
first
such
I
a
was
brutal looking finisher too. First
yeah,
off,
and it
especially
was
to
such
hit on
a
someone with neck problems.
oh definitely, and it was at first it was a very one sided match. I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't want to see Danielson go out getting his ass kicked like this. I'm like, what are they doing? But then, obviously, Danielson prevails.
yeah, yeah.
And that
It was
submission hold looked brutal, man. That
dude.
painful.
It was like Pax Brutalizer. It was
Yeah,
like
it's exactly
pretty
what it
much the
was.
same image of what that was. Like that was awesome. Is that foreshadowing Pac joining the BCC?
I'm all for that, man, dude. I am all for
Oh man,
that.
I wasn't expecting Swerve to tap out. I was kind of hoping it would be a pinfall or a
Yeah,
pinfall victory.
I
But
would
I
have
mean,
preferred that, honestly. But
I'm not gonna be
again, the
picky. It
move
was
was brutal. It was
exactly, and it was
everything they did in that match.
similar to WrestleMania 30. He made Batista tap out. So like
Exactly.
I'm okay with it. But that
And,
was
in that spot, the burning hammer on the ring bell, dude, that looked
dude.
painful, man.
Uh,
Like it looked like
yeah.
his head just full on went into the bell.
Did he blade on the back of his head or like on his neck?
It looked like he bladed like somewhere on the
Oh,
side,
okay,
I
okay,
think.
okay. Because I couldn't tell where the blood was coming from, but like, yeah, that looked brutal.
It looked like he bladed deep though, because it was dripping for the first part. So I think he maybe cut a
Yeah,
little bit too deep. Maybe that was his goal. Again, I don't know. I'm just the
yeah.
guy behind the computer.
Yeah, hey, we're just viewers. So Danielson, first ever AEW wrestler to kick out of the JML driver too.
Yep,
I
yep,
think is
first one.
also a badass looking move. Like Swerve's
Oh,
finishers are. I'm not a fan of the Swerve stomp, but the house
mm-hmm.
call and the JML driver are
Yeah,
good looking finishers.
yeah, it was a great moment. It was cool. I had his family come in the ring afterwards. I
Yeah,
kind of wished Claudio and Pac and
Wheeler, the guy
Wheeler.
that we don't
Sorry,
even care about.
exactly how much I care. I kind of wish they would have stood in the back. I kind of felt
Yeah,
like they were just awkwardly there.
yeah. Especially Pac, he was just kind of like,
Yeah, and if you look in the video where he's like about to hit the Tiger Driver on his son and whatnot.
yeah,
You can see Pac like smiling. You keep on trying to cover up his smile because
yeah,
it's not Pac's character to smile. But so
yeah,
yeah, I definitely think they should have stood in the back. But that's nothing to
yeah,
judge because who really cares?
yeah. That's yeah. One thing, I was like pro Swerve going into Wembley and retiring Danielson. Like that's what I wanted to see happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think would have been should have happened. But seeing Danielson win just absolutely like flipped my mind. It's like that was absolutely the right decision.
Oh, definitely, I would
The
agree.
AEW World Championship lineage is gonna look so much better with Danielson's name in there.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
And I mean, what a way to what a like winning the main event of Wembley in front of 50K plus people is just special. And he
Per-
even said like in the post conference like that's his favorite moment of his entire career
and that's
because he was
good,
able to
man.
do that in front of his kids.
Mm-hmm. And
So
that's gotta be a
like,
cool moment. That's doing it in front of your
hmm
kids. Obviously winning the
yeah,
main event of
exactly.
WrestleMania is badass and all. Like
Yeah.
from a personal, I can imagine from a
Oh
father
yeah.
standpoint,
Yeah.
that just hits different.
They're both amazing moments.
Yeah, but
There's
obviously
people
people
on
are gonna be yeah, people are already gonna be probably bitching like, oh, this one's better, this one's better. They're both
dude,
great moments.
people on Twitter were like, "There's no way that this moment meant more to him than WrestleMania 30." Blah blah. It's like,
Who do you to say?
stupid. Like, who
Like,
the fuck are you?
yeah, like how dare he have a opinion?
Of his own, yeah, of his own
Yeah,
like family.
how dare he wants to perform in front of his father? What a piece of
Oh
shit.
my god, dude. There was one more thing I wanted to say. I forgot. What was it? Oh, yeah. One thing, there's nothing I would change about the match or anything. One thing I think would have elevated the moment is if Moxley came out after the win,
Mm-hmm.
just to hug Danielson in the middle of the ring. I
Turns
think
on him.
that would have been no, no, not even that would have been badass, but not even that. But I think that would have just elevated like an already elevated moment. Like if
Mm-hmm.
Moxley and Danielson hug in the middle of the ring at Wembley
Yeah,
after Danielson won the world title finally, like that would have been perfect. But
yeah, it'd
I'm
been
not
cool.
even that's really picky. Like I'm not upset that it
Yeah,
didn't
that's
happen or anything.
nothing. Yeah,
But
understandable.
that would have been amazing. I would have loved to see that.
Mhm.
I miss Moxley.
Yeah, I do too. I miss Max.
Man. Uh
All right, switch over to the other brand. We got a little bit of a Bash in Berlin preview.
oh baby. Oh
Got the
baby.
match. I got the match card pulled up here. Shouldn't take too long. I'm okay with smaller match cards if they perform, but 5 matches on a pay-per-view card is still a little bit too short for me. I kind of wish they would do a little bit more because I know they do stuff on SmackDown and whatnot beforehand. Kind of
Yeah.
wish they'd move some of those matches there,
hmm
but
Who's
I get.
5 matches on a 4 hour pay per view just
And that's a
doesn't
problem. I know
doesn't feel
how much
right.
you hate the ads and what. I get the ads. Like I get,
I
TKO just
mean,
paid a shit ton of money for WWE, so you got to make the. From a business standpoint, I understand it, but I feel
yeah,
like there's still some more stuff they can throw in.
yeah. No, from a business standpoint, like I totally get it. Like I'm not mad that they're doing it from a business standpoint. From a viewer standpoint, like from a fan standpoint, I don't want to sit through 30 minutes of ads in between
Yeah,
matches.
and that's
Like,
definitely understandable.
look
Sometimes
at
it's
All
bad.
In, dude. All In was like match ended. Okay, here's like a 3 minute recap of the story and then entrances and then
Yeah,
the
and that's
match.
I like it
Like
that way for a pay per view. Like I
perfect.
don't mind backstage
Perfect.
segments here and there, but I don't need to hear someone's life story at a
Yeah,
wrestling pay per view.
I don't need 30, 40 minutes of ads and whatnot, like in
I
between.
agree, I agree, but
Especially on a pay-per-view that I'm paying for or
yeah,
whatever. It's Peacock, but still, like,
whatever the point. Yeah. So the first match we got the Unholy Union, Upper Fire and Isladon. Sorry if I mispronounced that. This is Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill for the woman tag match. That should be an all right match. It's a women's tag division, so that speaks for itself. I think
The
no,
women's tag division needs to go away, frankly. I don't think
yeah,
there's
it's just I'd
enough.
rather
There's
see a
no
women's mid card
there.
division than a tag division.
Yeah, absolutely. Like they can still do tag matches here and there, but like there doesn't need to be titles for it.
No, I can never tell
There's
you a
no
time when I
division.
cared for the
There's no
title.
division, dude. Yeah.
And I think the Unholy Union's gonna retain the title and stay champs. I think eventually we're gonna start seeing the tremble between Bianca and Jade. I don't know if they're gonna take that all the way to WrestleMania. Maybe they
That would be
start
my
stuff
guess.
here.
Is
Yeah,
I feel like that should be the WrestleMania match.
yeah.
Um, and it could start here. I mean,
They could
we
do
got
something where
what
Bianca takes out Jade, like heel
Bianca
way,
being the
and
heel.
yeah,
Hmm.
that's what I want to see. And
I
Jade,
like
like
Bianca as a heel, but
yeah,
I feel like Jade as
and
a face just I don't know.
I'm not a big Jade. I've never even in
Yeah.
AEW. I've never been a big Jade Cargill fan. I've always thought she was a little overhyped.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Yeah, but Bianca, I'm a huge fan of, so
Yeah.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
All right, next match
Yeah,
we
not
got. What's up?
I'm not really caring for that one.
Yeah.
So
Next match we got CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in a strap match. That's gonna be a banger. That would be a good
you get
match.
two thumbs for this one. Two
Yeah.
thumbs for this one, Triple H.
I think Alex and I, we talk about this stuff in the side. I think we're both in agreement. It's the best story this year so far.
Yeah.
I
It
think the
is for
stuff.
me,
Yeah,
definitely,
for
yeah.
me it is. Yeah, it is for me too. And everything they've done is perfect. I get some people want to make fun of the little bracelet, but the meaning for it is what I get. Even Punk
Yeah.
said it's not about the bracelet; it's about the disrespect. I
Yeah.
feel like people are overlooking that. Like it's really not about the 50-cent bracelet.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, Drew McIntyre being the heel in this feud is just hilarious.
Oh,
He's
he's so
absolutely
damn
like
good.
he's in my top five favorite wrestlers right now.
Mm.
He's been amazing. His
He,
picture they posted with Jack Perry,
yeah.
real photo, Caius River or whatever. That was so
He probably went out his way
funny.
to figure out what airport or whatever Jack Perry was out just to do the picture.
That's ultimate troll level shit right
It
there.
really is. But yeah, that match should be great. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of WWE's version of a strap match, where you got touched at four corners. As a kid, I loved it. As an adult, I think it's gimmicky, but I think it's a good way to have CM Punk go over. Drew
Yeah,
doesn't take a pin, and then for Bad Blood, they build for a Hell in a Cell match.
that would be great. Yeah,
That's the only way. That's the way I see it.
that would be great. Um, Obviously, I want Drew to win because I'm a huge Drew McIntyre fan. But
Hmm.
I mean, I think the match is going to be great. Um,
Yeah.
I think I'd much rather see CM Punk in these stipulation type matches than just a regular wrestling match because you can tell that dude is just getting old.
Yeah. I still think
He's
he's
just
good,
not the level
but I
of
don't think
performance.
he's the best in the world anymore. I don't think he
God,
was 10 years ago, but I still think he's good for being gone for so long and the injuries he had to deal with in the
yeah,
past few years.
yeah. But I'm really looking forward to that. So
Yeah, I
it
think it
could
should be a good
potentially
match.
be. I don't want to say match of the year for WWE, but it could be
I,
up there.
I know, I'm a big CM Punk fan. That should be noted. I'm, from the Chicagoland area. That's my boy. That's my guy. All right, the next match we got the Terror Twins of Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley versus the Judgment Day of Dirty Dom Mysterio versus Liv Morgan. That's been another great story match. Stuff they're doing. I like it. I like too much of the whole Judgment Day right now. I like the stuff Priest and Balor are doing. I don't care for Carlito, and sadly, JD McDonough just ain't doing nothing for me, and I'm a big JD McDonough. But
There's
this
I
stuff right now, it's cool. I think we're gonna watch Rhea Ripley and Damien just absolutely like tear them apart. Then at the end, Finn probably
yeah,
will get involved and do some fuckery or something to screw
yeah.
them over.
I like the stuff with Damien and Finn, like you said. The side character, like JD and Carlito's side characters, like they
Yeah,
don't even really matter. I don't. I'm fine with like Rhea and Liv. I've never been a fan of love angles in wrestling.
that's
I,
fair. I
I like a
understand
little
that.
more serious like wrestling and wrestling storylines. Like I just never cared for love angles, and that doesn't change now. I don't really care about that aspect of this. I think the match will be fine, but the whole love angle storyline just kind of like turned me off from it.
That's
So
fair. It's definitely understandable.
Yeah, but it'll be a decent match at least.
Yeah, I
So.
think it'll be a good match.
Yeah.
Dom knows how to get that heel heat.
He doesn't even have to do anything. He just
That's
all
a
he has to do
great
is show
part.
up. He just has to show up and put his arm around Liv or whatever, and he's getting booed out of the building. I don't think he's the best heel in the business, no, but he's doing great like
I would
heel
say he's
work.
the second
I will
best
say that.
behind MJF. Now that MJF is actually MJF again, I would say he's the second best.
I'd say Swerve's up there.
Yeah, Swerve's definitely up there. Okay, yeah, I'll give him third best.
Oh,
All
man,
right, and next match we got Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens for the WWE title. There ain't too much story stuff for this. It's kind of a brotherly battle at the moment. We'll see what this turns. I definitely think Cody's gonna go over,
yeah,
and
I don't think he's losing.
yeah, it would
I
be a
don't. He
hell
could.
of a shot. It could. It definitely
He's
could.
he's the longest reigning champion. The longest longest what's the word tenured champion at the moment. He's the only one that like won at WrestleMania and still has their title.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
which is crazy. Like it's only been 3.5 months, 4 months, 4.5 months.
yeah, yeah.
So,
I
but I
didn't even
mean,
think.
his reign. How do you feel about his reign?
I think it's people are over hating it. I think he's had a great reign, great matches. I think people are expecting The Rock, John Cena, and everyone to come out every single match with Cody. I don't understand what people were expecting. I know some people complain about predictability, but like sometimes it's like that. Like he wasn't gonna lose at Backlash. And this hasn't. He wasn't gonna lose against Solo. Like
Yeah,
as long as the match itself is good, the storytelling is good. That's all I care for.
yeah.
It's
Like
wrestling.
we've talked about this before. Is
Yeah,
predictability is fine as long as
yeah,
it's executed well.
exactly.
Predictability is not a bad thing.
And I wouldn't say this match is
Wrestling is 95% predictable. Like
100%.
everyone's gonna sit
Yeah,
here and act like everything that's predictable is bad. That's just not true.
you wouldn't be just don't enjoy. You wouldn't enjoy pro wrestling then.
Exactly. Like maybe go watch a freaking soap opera movie, which is also predictable, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think
But
obviously Cody will win. But I wouldn't say obvious. But I could see that swerve. I doubt it. Doubt it.
I wouldn't mind at all. Like
I would have not. Kevin
Kevin
Owens
Owens,
deserves
I
it.
absolutely love
Kevin
KO.
Owens deserves another world title run after the
Exactly.
mistake, the blasphemy that happened with him losing to Goldberg.
Ugh. That's still just
Yeah, I would definitely be down for another Kevin Owens, but yeah, I do think Cody Rhodes will go over. I would not be surprised if Kevin Owens turned heel afterwards.
yeah, yeah. Like he did on Sami Zayn when Sami Zayn
Yeah,
won the NXT title,
that's
or
I
whatever
could
he did
see
to
that
Sami Zayn
happening.
when he did in Ring of Honor, and Kevin Owens and
Yeah,
Sami Zayn are like life partners in wrestling,
yeah,
soulmates,
yeah,
wrestling mates.
definitely.
So
And what probably will be the main event of the night: Gunther versus Randy Orton for the World Heavyweight title. I think this should be a good match. The match at King of the Ring was really good. Had the questionable fall, whether that was planned or not. Who cares? It gave a great storyline. I
I
mean,
haven't been watching like Raw. Have they been or SmackDown? I guess have they been like using that in the storyline?
oh yeah, you're right with Monday Night Raw. You're right. But yeah,
Raw.
yeah, that was the whole reason for this because obviously Randy Orton is assigned to SmackDown, but
Oh, okay. That's what. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's right.
they were
Yeah.
usually I'm not a fan of people jumping shows. I think it's that ruins the brand split, but this time I'm okay with it because it's continuing a story.
Nah, bro. The brand split is meaningless. It's time to
Uh,
admit it. It's
I would
been time
say
to admit it.
I would say Triple H. This has been the only time that they've jumped brands.
That's fair. Okay. But still, I mean, like,
Yeah,
there's a world championship on your show. Like,
yeah.
I
But
don't know.
I think it'll be a good match. I think Gunther, obviously, I think that one's really obvious. Gunther ain't gonna lose his first defense in his hometown or country.
There's absolutely, I won't even give it 1% chance of Orton
Yeah,
winning. It's 0%. It's flat 0%.
but
But
again, it'll still be a
it should
great
be
match.
enjoyable at least. Yeah.
And that's another reason I don't think Cody's gonna lose. 'Cause I think Cody versus Randy Orton is a given. I think that's gotta happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because Cody was caught eyeing Orton's title, or Orton was caught eyeing Cody's title.
Yeah, So I'm
multiple times.
all for that.
It's definitely gonna happen. Orton's gonna turn heel, and I'm okay if Randy Orton beats Cody. Like, and after I'd be okay with that. Like down the road or whatever.
Honestly, I would love to see. It's my dream scenario, and I don't know if we're gonna get it now that John Cena is retiring soon. If Randy gets the 16-time world champ, and somehow the title gets vacated, and him and Cena battle it out for that 17.
That'd be wild.
That's the dream scenario.
Is Orton at 14 right now?
Yeah, Orton's at 14, so he would need 2. If they did a little back and forth type shit, usually I'm not cool with playing hot potato with world titles, but this time just to do that, I would understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'll be a good pay per view.
I don't think that's It'll be all right. I think it'll be decent.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to half the matches on there.
Mm-hmm.
So
the only one I really don't care for is the Unholy Union versus Bianca and Jade. The rest I think will all be decent, good
that's
matches.
Another thing is like there is 3 titles being defended on this show. This big like German is this their first pay-per-view in Germany ever? I think it is.
Yeah.
Like if there's any of 3 title matches, 5
matches. That's my problem.
Yeah. See, I was okay when NXT. This is the difference between Triple H's WWE and Triple H's NXT. When Triple H was running NXT, they had a way smaller roster. They only had a 2-hour show every week. So it was like you could get away with doing the smaller cards for your pay-per-views because there wasn't as many titles, there wasn't as many people on TV, so you didn't have as big of a roster. You could get away with 5 or 6 match shows, but on the main roster with 6 hours of TV every week or 5 hours of TV every week and lots of titles, it feels like.
And I know they do have title matches on
more.
Yeah, because I know LA Knight's gonna have an open challenge on SmackDown. There's a tag title match. Is it? I don't know. I know LA Knight's doing an open challenge. I kind of wish he was doing that on Bash in Berlin.
Exactly. Yeah, like why not or why? Like
and Finn Balor and
maybe
JD haven't defended those tag titles yet.
Yeah, and
2 months.
Been what? It's insane.
And live shows don't count.
No, there's someone coming onto our post in the wrestling group like, oh, so we see you're not counting the live shows. It's like absolutely not. We're not counting the live.
Who does?
Those aren't canon.
They're not canon, literally.
I definitely feel like the difference definitely comes down to the advertising and how it's basically expected for all the advertisements for WWE, like main roster. So it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, I agree. All right, move to our game of the show. It's going to be very similar for people who have seen Santi and Steve. We have 60 seconds to guess a wrestler by answering yes or no questions. The only difference that we have is after 60 seconds, you can ask one more yes or no question, and then you have your final guess as a person. Obviously, you can guess your person throughout the 60 seconds. But if you don't want to ask questions, that's up to you.
I haven't even come up with a wrestler yet. I think I'm looking at. I think I might got one.
I got my person.
Yeah, let's do it.
Make sure you know the accomplishments, because I would that's title-wise.
I'm looking at, dude, off the top of my head, I wouldn't be able to remember everything, so I gotta look at Wikipedia because it's all listed right there. All right, let's do it.
All right, so do you want to go first? You
want? Sure. So me ask the questions first. Me try and guess first.
Yeah.
All right, this is stressful because I'm terrible at thinking off the top of my head, thinking on the fly. So.
All right, so let me get the timer ready.
All right, so.
Timer at 1 minute. Timing start now.
It's 1 hour. Is it an hour?
Oops. You've been it for a long time.
Hey, maybe I'll get this in the first 20 minutes.
All right, let's try it again. All right, 1 minute. Thank you for that catch, Alex. Starting now.
All right. Is he currently wrestling?
Yes.
Is he a part of the WWE roster?
Yes.
Is he in NXT?
No.
Is it a woman?
No.
It's a man.
Yes.
Is he on Raw or is he on Raw?
No.
Is he a champion?
No.
No. Is he newer on the roster?
No.
Did he wrestle in NXT?
Maybe a match, but not what he's known for. No.
Is he a former champion?
Yes.
Is he a former world champion?
15 seconds.
He- Is he under 30?
No.
Is he over 40?
Yes.
Is it Randy Orton?
No. One more question, and then
I
you got to
tried.
guess.
That was a good guess, though.
Yeah, it was a good guess.
One more question.
Yeah.
Has he wrestled in any company outside of WWE?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. That doesn't really narrow anything down. I was going to say LA Knight, but he's a current champion, and you said he's not a champion right now. So, is he Seth Rollins?
No. AJ Styles.
Mother trucker. God, I'm an idiot.
All
Damn.
right.
I should have said, did he wrestle in TNA? That would have given it away.
That's the yeah.
Oh, well. Oh, yeah, shit. I need the timer, don't I? All right, let's see here. Clock. Timer. Get an iPhone, James.
Never. Right,
All
so
right,
just
we
say,
ready?
let's play Guess the Wrestler so I can
Hey, look,
put it
it
short.
says 1 minute, so you can't get confused.
All right, 1 minute to guess the wrestler. All right.
All right, you ready? And we're on.
Is it a he?
Yes.
Is he still active?
Yes.
Is he in WWE?
No.
Is he in AEW?
Yes.
Is he an AEW World Champion at some point?
No.
Has he ever had a title in AEW?
Has he or is he?
Has he ever held a title?
Yes, he has. Yep.
Is he a former tag champ?
No. And not in AEW.
Oh, okay. Is he newer?
No.
Okay. Has he wrestled outside of? Did he used to be in WWE?
Yes.
Okay. Does he have the same name as it was?
Kind of.
Okay.
Partly.
Is he injured?
No. All right.
Oh man, this is hard.
I feel like you're right. You're right there with the is he injured question. I know. I think I know who you're thinking of,
Okay.
but
One more
it's just
question.
similar. One more question.
Is he? Did he wrestle in the Attitude Era?
Yes.
Um. Christian?
Bing ding
Yes.
ding. Yeah, damn it, you because when you said is he injured, I was like, oh, he's thinking of Edge. But yep.
I wasn't sure if you were counting trios. I was thinking like that's why I asked tag champ. He said no. I was like, hey, he was trios champ.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Yeah, my bad. I didn't.
It's all good. I still got it.
I was thinking. I thought you just meant like tag team, regular tag team champions. But
No, that's fair. That's tag team. And trios is different, I guess.
No, so Christian Cage, Father of the Year.
Yeah. All right. I'm 1-0 at these. Let's go.
And I'm 0-1.
All right. Every week we're gonna try to do, whether it's that game or a different game, we're gonna try to do something like that, and something fun, interactive, and stuff like that. Y'all can enjoy the shorts of and whatnot. So, as we close up here, looping back to how we want to be interactive with the fans. Like I said, every podcast we want to have a random special guest of whoever out there. So the way you can enter for that is through any of our social medias. You gotta subscribe, comment on that social media, and just say you want to be in it. And you can enter in throughout the old social media. So if you comment, subscribe on YouTube, that's one entry. If you do it on TikTok, that's another entry. Facebook, Instagram, any of our things, you just gotta follow and comment. Also, you have to be above 18.
Smart.
Yeah.
And
So
we'll have all of our Linktree information for all of our socials in the description in the video. I don't know if we can link the QR code in the
I have
video.
no
I'm not
idea.
sure, but we'll at least have the link in the description of the video,
Yeah.
and we'll have it on our social media pages and in our page descriptions as well.
Yeah. If you
So,
want to be part of it, just like I said,
oh
subscribe
yeah,
and comment.
we
And
got a lot
then
of
you
fun
can
things, a
join
lot of
us
fun
next
things
week. And not
planned,
next week, in 2 weeks. You can, we're going to do that every week.
a lot of fun things planned. So
Mm-hmm.
we're really excited to get this thing going, and
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be fun.
Yeah, this
So,
is
oh, we forgot to mention earlier, we're both local. We've met.
oh
So
yeah, yeah.
some people don't know that, and we're going to All Out in a week and a half.
Yeah,
So
Alex and I have met. He lives in Iowa. I live in Illinois, and we've met several times at this point. We went to Square Circle Convention together. We went to Indiana together.
that, that
Chilled
was
in a
fun.
hotel room. Again, said him and I will be at All Out in two
Week
weeks.
and a
I will
half. Yep.
be both All Out and Collision. I'm gonna try to get Collision early so I can interview some fans, more interactions and whatnot. But like I said, him and I, we do some stuff in person, so we'll have some contact. Him and I going to a baseball game. We won't probably cover that too much.
Go Cubbies!
Go Yankees!
Go Cubbies!
I go Yankees!
Hey, I have a picture of Rizzo right here,
Oh, really?
right here. God damn it! Oh, there we go. I can't do this backwards.
But yeah, so
But
we'll be out there. We hope y'all join for this ride because we're just getting started. And the one thing we could promise, back when him and I went to convention, we talked with Chris Van Vliet, and his number one advice, that's a big inspiration, Chris Van Vliet, the way he does stuff and everything. He said just
absolutely love that
be
guy.
consistent, and that's our plan. We're gonna have a podcast every 2 weeks, maybe even less than that if something big happens. But our plan is every 2 weeks we'll have reels or shorts, whatever you want to call them, out daily. Him and I, I already know how to make them from my past experience. I'm gonna teach Alex, and then we're gonna be pumping out
We'll do
content for
video
you
games.
nonstop.
Video games. We want to have all different sorts
Yeah,
of content, just because that'll broaden the horizon of what we're trying to do and
yeah,
bring
it's
more
fun.
interaction from people. If we want to play video games with people
Exactly. Like
that want to like play WWE 2K or whatever, or
yeah.
go back and like try and play like SmackDown versus Raw, like
Go
that'd
back
be
to Here Comes
amazing.
the Pain. We gotta learn how to do that because we don't know how to do that. I'm buying a new mic and stuff this coming week, so next time I'll have a
Yep.
different setup. We gotta learn that, and
I
once we
just
learn
bought
how
a
to do it,
house, so I'm moving, so I got to get everything
yeah,
all set up differently, and
yeah,
it's gonna be interesting to see how it works out, but
yeah. Once we
it's gonna be
learn, we're gonna be
fun.
rolling. I play wrestling games all the time. I play most of the time. It's WWE. So, but yeah, we'll play that. Maybe him and I will dust off Fight Forever to go play the Casino Battle Royale mode.
Yeah. Hell yeah, Stadium Stampede, baby.
But yeah, that should be. You got any other remarks you want to close out with, Alex?
Um, Thank you guys if you're watching. We appreciate it and stay golden.
Take hold in there. Bang.
I will stop this now. We can cut that.